All right, let's see some examples. So we're using the diagram on the right here. And number one, I'm trying to name a pair of adjacent angles. So a lot of possibilities here, right? A lot of adjacent angles. So I'll name a couple and then see if you can think of a couple as well. So here I have EOD, and it's adjacent with a couple, right? EOA is another one, or DOC, right? So let's use EOA with DOC. So angle EOA and angle DOC. Oh, excuse me. I made a mistake, right? Not EOA, I meant EOD and angle DOC. I was about to say that when you have adjacent angles and you name them with 3 letters, you should have 2 letters in common, right? So that's when I realized my mistake, because I didn't have 2 letters in common. So anyway, that's just a little way to catch yourself and avoid making the mistake I was about to make. So then let's try another one. Let's try another pair. So let's do AOB and BOC. All right, so angle AOB is adjacent to angle BOC. And once again, they share 2 letters, right? O and B, B and O. All right, so those are 2 adjacent angles, but remember there's a lot of possibilities in that diagram. So let's see if you can name a few. All right, so next one, name a pair of vertical angles. So vertical angles, let me clear everything out here. Should have done a better job along the way. All right, so vertical pairs. So let's see. So I want 2 angles that whose sides are opposite rays, right? So there are not too many possibilities here, actually. I'll name one pair, and you can name the other pair. Okay. So one pair would be DOB and EOA, right? So angle DOB and angle EOA. So these should only share 1 point, right? Just their vertexes in common, and then their side should be opposite rays, right? So OD is the opposite ray with OA, and OE is the opposite ray with OB. Okay? All right. So I'll let you find the other vertical pair. All right, number 3. Are angle EOD and COB adjacent? So let's take a look here. EOD, is that adjacent with COB? What do you think? No, right? They share a vertex, but they don't share a side, so they're not adjacent. And what about, would they be a vertical pair? They do share a vertex, but you're right, their sides aren't opposite rays, right? One set of sides was, but the other one isn't, so that doesn't work. Name a linear angle pair. So a linear pair. So we have a few possibilities here. So first of all, you want to get a straight line. So you could use like line EB, or you could use line AD or DA, right? So I'll use line EB, and then I have a few possibilities, right? I have really, like I said, a few possibilities. I could use EOC with COB, or I could use EOD with DOB. So either one of those. So let's see, I'll use angle EOD with angle DOB. All right. So next, name a pair of adjacent complementary angles. So adjacent complementary. So these ones we want them to add up to 90, right? So I know this is a 90-degree angle. That's the only 90-degree angle I can find that's given, right? However, if that's 90 degrees, then I know that this has to be 90 degrees, right? So that means that this line is perpendicular with this line. So they both have to be 90. So what that means is that these two angles here are complementary, right? So angle COB is complementary to angle BOA. So angle COB and angle BOA. All right, so they're adjacent and complementary. All right, number 6 are angle DOB and angle EOA vertical angles. DOB and EOA, yeah, we mentioned that earlier, right? Those are vertical angles. Okay. All right, and then number 7, name a pair of congruent supplementary angles. Okay, so congruent supplementary angles. So now, so for them to be supplementary, add up to 180 and be congruent, that means they each have to be 90 degrees, right? We saw an image of that earlier, so they both have to be right angles. And so we kind of, we saw those two before, so angle DOC and angle COA, right? All right. And then number 8, if the measure of COB, so COB, if the measure of that is 50, what is the measure of EOD? So EOD, back to this one here. All right, so how could we find that? Well, we know that angle COB is supplementary to angle BOA, right? So in other words, if I know that COB is 50, I know the measure of BOA is 90 minus 50, right? Which would be 40. And why is that important? Well, because we know that EOD is a vertical pair with AOB, right? So they must be congruent. So therefore, if AOB or BOA, if that one's 40, that means that EOD also has to be 40. All right. So let me know if you have any questions on this. Bring them to class or email me.